Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change a filters for this Ispring 6-stage reverse osmosis. And so first of all is we've ordered a multi-pack filter and I'm going to show you guys how to change it. So I've ordered the multi-pack filters from Amazon, and this is a 2-year supply. It comes with a membrane and it comes with enough filters for you to replace your filters for up to 2 years. So how the Ispring works is, this is the membrane. The membrane, you would recommend it to change it in 3 to 5 years, depending on where you live and how clean your water is. And then stage 1, 2, 3, and 6. Those are recommended by Ispring to change it every 6 months. Stage 5, which is, I call that the taste, we change that every year on an annual basis. Alright, so now depending on how clean your water is, you judge how long you want to change it for, but that's the recommendation from Ispring. Now for me, I have soft water filtration in the basement, so my water comes up to my kitchen is a little bit cleaner, but today I'm doing this for a system that is not at my house. So we are going to show you how dirty the filters are. I think it's close to a year, and let's do it. So today we're going to be changing the filters for the system, and this is a 1 year mark. We're going to change all 5 stage, which is, this is stage 5, this is stage 6, this is the mineral, this is the taste, and then these are stage 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to change all of these today. All of these filters come shrink wrapped, so they could be left in a cool place for a few years. So this is a 2-year kit that we bought today, and I'm going to show you how to change it. So first of all, I'm going to unwrap all of them to make it easy as soon as I take them out, and I'm going to change them. So usually what I like to do is I like to test the water's TDS before I start. So this filter is due for changing and we are at 13 TDS. Normally after the filter's been changed and it's going through a mineral filter, you should be hitting around 28 to 35, because the mineral stage 6 would give it back some TDS. It has particles in there. So again, that was 13, so we know that is due for changing. Okay, so when we start now, you want to turn off the fresh water, which is usually the red pipe. The fresh water is right here, so this one going straight means is water is on. So we're gonna push that down, and now it's on the off position. And then you want to turn off the tank, so you don't want to add any pressure to the whole system. And then we're gonna run the faucet, make sure that there's no water, and that's when we start changing the filters. Okay, so once we turn off all the water, we're gonna pull out the system, and this setup is very nice because the whole system comes out from the side and the tank is right here. So now we're gonna look into this. Is we're gonna be changing stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 6, and the taste is stage 5. So they actually have labels on them telling you which stage is which. So it's been a year now, and the membrane, we don't change it until 3 to 5 years, okay? So let's start. So what I like to change first is probably the first 2, stage 5 and 6 are the easiest ones to change. Stage 1 to 3 gets a little messy because there's water involved. There's going to be some leaking water. So the blue tube is going up to your faucet. So all of these connectors are fairly easy to do. They're remove the safety clip and you push down on the connector. So let's zoom in on that as the push on the connector. So push down, pulls out. There's some water. All right, so once there's some water, I'm going to use a bucket and okay, so once you have a bucket, you could put your blue tube in here if there's any excess water. And now we're going to remove this side, going from stage 5 to stage 6. Same thing, remove the clips and push onto it. So now we can remove that. Bring the bucket close, push down on the connector, and then pull out. So this is the stage 6 that we're taking out. You see how all the minerals and the rocks have melted a little bit. So leave that in there. And stage 5. Stage 5 is yellow because it's also going into, the yellow connector is also going into the reserve water in the tank. So for this one, you want to pull it out from the actual stage 5 by holding down on the connector and pull. See, now you've removed it from stage 5. And stage 5 will come right out. There's 4 clips that clip onto it. So this is the stage 5. We're going to replace it with this stage 5. And so you want to keep all the directions and everything the same. So we're going to push down on the connector again. Push down on the connector and this whole thing comes out. Remove these clips. Do you see that? This part has been removed. So we're going to follow the same direction like that, and we're going to plug this connector back in the new one. That's it. These are all push connectors. That's stage 5. Now stage 6. Stage 6 actually comes with new elbow connectors. These elbow connectors are easy to put on. This is the new design from Ispring. So the older ones don't come with these, but this one comes with it. So we're gonna use the new elbow connectors and we're gonna put one side in here, just like that. And we're gonna put the extra, not the extra one, the other side on there. These are all pushed in. That's it. So now we're going to connect this one with this one. It's on this side actually. So always the white one going up to the faucet. So I'm going to push that in. We use a blue clip and we're going to add it back onto the locking. Just have to pull on it. That's it. So these two are ready to go back onto here. So we're going to add the clips back on. So okay, so that's it. So the water will travel from the membrane onto stage 5. So from the membrane, if the faucet is not turned on, it goes into the tank. The yellow is going into the reserve, into the tank, travels to the stage 6 and up to the faucet. So we're gonna clip this all back on. All right, so that's done. And now the faucet is the blue one. We're gonna plug the faucet back onto stage 6. All of them are push connect, so make sure you push it firmly so that you can feel it. Now it's in. Once it's in, you pull on it, so there's a lower gap here, and you put the safety clip right here. That gives it pressure and it's in tight. So all of these are all in tight. So that's how you replace stage 5 and stage 6. Okay, and now this is where clean water comes up from the membrane, and this one goes to the tank. So I'm going to push that back in. All these are push connect. So when the water is ready to go up to your faucet, it will travel to stage 5 to remove the chlorine and give it some better taste. Go up to stage 6, go up to your faucet. Okay, so now we're gonna do is stage 1, 2, and 3. And these three requires a special tool which comes with your set. And that tool is a plastic wrench. Each set of Ispring reverse osmosis comes with this tool. The big side is used to open stage 1 to 3. The small one is used to remove the membrane. Okay, so we're gonna start. Right now the pressure has been all released because we released the stage 5 and 6. So there shouldn't be too much pressure in the system right now. So it shouldn't be too hard removing stage 1 to 3. And we're gonna go from there. Okay, so you use this wrench with the big side. You put it over the first tube, and to open this, you have to turn this side, turn the left side. Turn the left side. You want to loosen all 3 of them first. So all 3 of them is loosened. So all 3 of them is loosened. Makes it easy for you to change them. So the first one I like to change is, now you want to put a towel underneath this because there is going to be some water coming out. And you want to have a bucket beside you. So we're going to unscrew stage 1. It's the see-through one. Oops, see, there's some water. Oops. We'll have a bucket beside here. And you see, this is how dirty is it? It's turned all yellow and gummy. And every time you remove it, you want to check to see if your gasket here have no broken or ripped or tear or anything like that, because if there is, that will cause a leak. And check inside, it looks pretty clean. If you want to, you can rinse it out, but to me this is actually pretty clean. So we're going to put the new stage 1 filter, put it in here. You see there's a little groove that's inside, and that groove where this filter fits right on top like that. Okay, and then we're going to screw it back on. We're going to screw it back on the other side now. These ones that were loosened, it's actually a little bit leaking, so I want to tighten it so it doesn't leak. And screw this one back on. There we go. So hand tighten for now. And we're gonna do stage 2. See, so it's a good thing that we have a towel underneath it. And unscrew it. It's gonna leak a little bit. Okay, make sure this is stable. We're gonna look how dirty this is. This is stage 2. So the stage 2, I believe, is the gradual carbon filter. It's also carbon, the black one. This one, there's a difference between top and bottom. This is the only one. Plastic side, all plastic on the bottom. There's a plastic ring. This is on the top. So that's actually pretty clean. Nothing much in there. So I'm gonna put this one in like that. And we're gonna lightly screw it back on. This is stage 2. Hand tight for now. And we're gonna do stage 3. This is the active carbon. So this active carbon, it's all worn out, pretty dirty and gucky. So we're gonna draw out the water. This one's a little bit dirty, so you want to rinse it. Alright, so after we rinse it out, because this one has active carbon, there's a lot of black stuff in there. This is stage 3. Alright, this one doesn't, you don't have to put it in the right way. It just goes in one way. And I'm going to put this back on. And again, we're going to hand tighten it. Okay. After you hand tighten it, you're going to use that same tool and you want to give it a firm tight, but not too tight, firm. Alright, that's it. Because you don't want to be too tight, then the next time when you remove it, you're going to have a hard time removing it. Because we've checked that gasket in between each one, and as long as it's good and rubbery, it creates a good seal. Good. Stage 3. Again, just a firm, tight. All right. So that's it. All 5 filters have all been changed. Stage 1 to 3, stage 5, stage 6 has all been changed. Now there's a very important step that I want to recommend people doing before you run the water is bleeding. So in the beginning when I set up this system, we want to bleed the first 3 stages before it goes into the membrane, because the membrane is a very, very fine filter, 0.0001 micron. So you don't want to feed the water because you just created you've just changed 3 new filters, and there's a lot of carbon, those black particles that's going to go into the membrane. And when those particles goes into the membrane, you're going to kill your membrane sooner than planned. So you want to bleed the water that's coming from these 3 filters until you get clear before it goes into the membrane. Okay, so to bleed the system, you see where it goes through stage 1, 2, 3, and then you see right here, it goes through this valve and it goes into the membrane. This is where you want to bleed your system. So we're going to remove this safety clip, and then we're going to push this. So these are all push-in connectors. Once you push in the connector, this comes right out. You see? So we're going to bleed it from stage 1 to stage 3. We're going to bleed it. So to bleed it, you have to turn on the fresh water. So I'm going to hold down this, and then I'm going to turn on the fresh water, and you'll see how black the water is once I turn it on. So once I turn it on, you guys can see that the water is filling up from stage 1, 2, and 3. You can hear the water going through, and the water coming out is going to be very dark. So if we do this extra step, it will probably save your membrane 25% of the life. You see that? Imagine all this black water is going to go through your membrane. Why go through your membrane where you could subtract it from the equation? Now, if you don't have a bucket at home, what I do is, if I do it for people, for customers, I'll use this extra long 1/4-inch pipe. I'll plug this into here and run it directly into the sink, and that will save me some time in using a bucket. So the water's still a little bit black. Let that bleed for a little bit until the water becomes clear. So what this step does is we are preventing these carbon particles that's coming from mostly stage 2 and 3 into the membrane. So my bucket's almost full. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it off, empty the bucket, and I'm going to do one more bucket to make sure that the water is clear. Make sure the water is clear before we plug it back into the system. Okay, so I've emptied out the bucket, and we're going to run it one more time. And as you can see, the water is a lot clearer, a lot cleaner. You don't want the excessive particles going through your membrane. So every time you change your stage 1, 2, 3, I would recommend you bleed your system before going back into the membrane. Give it another 5 seconds or so. Excellent. Okay, we're going to turn it up. Alright, so what we've just did is we just ran water from stage 1, 2, and 3. Water's going through all of these filters, and we want to bleed out all those black particles that could have went into your membrane. Now, If you get somebody to come over and do it for you, they wouldn't do this extra step because this is time wasted, right? For them, they want your membrane to die faster. So you could buy it from them. They'll come and help you change it. That's it, right? It's all a tactic. So now we're gonna plug this red cable back into this valve, and it's all push in. So you're gonna push it in, so you can feel it, and all the way in, and you're gonna plug this clip back here, and that's it. So we're gonna use a paper towel, and we're gonna wipe anywhere that we have touched. So anywhere that we've changed, that we've touched, you want to give it a wipe because you want to see if there's a leak. If there's a leak, then we gotta make sure that we fix it before we're putting the system back in there, okay? So I've touched all of these connectors. I've touched all of these. So you want to make sure you want to wipe them all clean and dry. Okay, so after all of it is all done, we checked all the connectors, wiped it all clean, and what you want to do is you want to put some paper towels underneath, so you want to make sure that there's no leakage, and you want to monitor that for about 24 hours, and then you're going to check your paper towel, make sure that it's not wet, then you're good to go. Okay, so we've checked all the connectors, there's no leakage, and you let the water run. When you first run it, you'll see some dark particles. Those are not coming from the stage 1 to 3. It's actually coming from stage 5 and 6. Let that run, and then let the tank fill up. I would probably drink the third tank to be safe, because it's gonna filter through all those, and you want to let those run through 2 tanks and drink the third tank. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash the like button and give it a thumbs up. You subscribe to my channel. Hope everybody's drinking clean water. Bye bye.